But let's start with that one over there. This is the end of the season, 24, 21, 11, 59 point, 18 in NHL. They have also a .527 percentage. You finished fourth in the Division North. The goals for, there was 17 NHL. The goals, again, it was 12. The power play, 19.2. It was 18. And the PK was 22nd in NHL. The shot for and NHL, there was a 7. That's pretty good. The shot against, there was also about 6 in NHL. So I gave them a great one, in general, for their season, for the team. I think they have a really, really good and a C minus because they finished a very bad second half of the season. Let's start with the seasons, the playoff. They are 13-9. The last and final Stanley Cup, they have goals for 51 for the 2.32, 12 and the 16 team. The goals, again, they are 4, and that was pretty good in the playoff, to be honest with you. The power play, 8 in NHL at 18.9 percentage. And then we have first on PK, 91.8, guys. This is pretty amazing to see them. Maybe one of the best, like in the history NHL, to be honest with you, as a PK. And the shot for was 13, and the shot again was 5th. And the grades for the playoff, guys, I gave them great grades of, hey, congratulations for the Montreal Canadiens for about that one there. You are lucky your family and not back and going for the next battle for the kicks up. Steve Riley, welcome back aboard and sorry, NHL. Thank you so much. Drew Eyes, can I get a charge for a PK? Yes, we can have one right there. I believe it's right there. Here we go. Charge. Charge. Here we go. Tyler Toffoli in 52 games this season have an A+ with 44 points. During the playoff, we gave him, 22 games. He has 14 points during the playoff, and he got an A. I think it was pretty solid with an injury. Tyler have a great first 3 rounds. He struggles during the 4 round. So the key here, like guys, now is you can put, if you gave a Tyler Toffoli, you can say, me, I want to give him a -A or a B or a C. You can put this on the chat. That would follow up. But I cannot go all the way with the chat and you guys back and forth. But if you can to interact by yourself and put the letter there, that'd be great. And I can back and forth, that'd be good. But I want to go faster because we have a lot of players to go and everything like that. And I want to have a good conversation with you. So I may be not try to ignore you or not answer right away your question, but stay with me about that one over there, and we go from there. You're going to learn about each player, their season, and their playoff for sure. To finish with injury, deserve an A. I agree with you about that one. That's what I'm talking about, guys. I'm going to jump on that when I have a time to give you all the stuff like that. So the next player is Nick Suzuki. During the season, he played 56 games. He has 15 goals, 26 assists, 41 points. We gave him an A- because his little bit coverage. During the playoff in 22 games, he has 16 points, 7 goals, 9 assists. We gave him an A. I think he deserved it. I think he was one of the best players during the playoff. Only 21 years old. We have to be excited about this player. When he's going to be a little bit work on the defensive side, coverage and back checking a little bit better, your Nick Suzuki is going to be amazing about that one over there. Can we talk about the Montreal draft after? We'll see about that one, Alexi, if we can do that. I think it's coming to the next couple of shows for sure, talking about that. The third player, Jeff Petrie, and they are not by letters. I just go left and right. 55 games during the season, 42 points. You have an amazing, great start of the year. And during the playoff, Jeff, you have only 6 points. Was a little bit not great. Of course, he played with an injury, everything like that. But because he's really more oriented as an offensive player, I understand he played with 2 fingers, everything like that. I have to go with B at that moment, because I think the transition was not there. He played with the best he can overall. But I think for me, the letters for Jeff Petrie, his report card is going to be B for the playoff. But great A, an amazing, great season for Jeff Petrie. The first half of the season, he was maybe one of the top 5 defensemen in NHL. So a great Nick deserves an A. Sorry, coach. Let's go on unders, but if you like the top Nick and under I've got back next season, could be awesome. I agree with you, Nick, about that one over there. Great comments. The next one, Philip Dano. Season in 53 game, 24 point. I gave him only a 6+ because his productivity was not great. But during the playoff, guys, he has 22 game, only 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 point. Maybe the best shutdown center of the year for sure. I gave him A because that's maybe part of the role. He wants to shut down the big guy, Marner, Matthews, and then we go with Sheffley and Corner and Stastny and Dubois, and then after that he wanted to shut down Patriotty line with Carlson, or not Carlson, but with Stephenson or Mark Stone, and then during the playoff, he shut down really Brendan Point at some point. Point didn't score for the last 4 games. So congratulations for Philippe Dano. I believe A will be awesome for him. How many face-off he won? Great comment about that one over there. I'm sure here's what Philippe is good. On the defensive side, on the left side, he's one of the best on the face-off, to be honest with you. He won most of those stuff like that. The next player is Cole Caulfield. I gave him only the playoff. At the playoff, he played 20 games. He had 12 points, 4 games, 4 goals, 8 assists. Congratulations, Cole Caulfield. He has only 4 or 5 games during the season, so I did not give him any stat. Great A for him. Impressive for what he gave, guys. 12 points at 20 games. A rookie, came from nowhere, from Wisconsin, but he have no experience. Play like this. Listen, he's going to be one of the best stars for the Montreal Canadiens for years. You should be excited about this. I think he deserves an A on my book about that one over there. That would be something. A is a Jet. He's got burned. I agree with you, Drew, about that one there. So, Cole Caulfield, guys, deserve a big A, to be honest with you. The next one, Brendan Gallagher. Season, he played only 35 games, 23 points, 14 goals. I gave him a great A. Unfortunately, he hurt with his broken hands. During the playoff and 22 games, only 6 points, 2 goals, 4 assists. He played another role inside that team. You can talk about injury, everything like that. I think he did not play the level. He did not score like he's supposed to score, and for any reason. But then, for me, Gallagher played a little bit lower. Whatever is a Guerrier, can he get an A-? Pretty sure. But because he's really based on productivity of offensive, for me, that's the reason he got a B. Not because he stopped other players. His job is not this. Dano, that's his job. But for him, I think in 22 games, he should get at least a 5-6 goal to be at least what he should be inside that team. We miss his offensive, to be honest with you, at some moments during his playoffs. So I gave him a B. Is Gallagher at risk today? No, not a problem, Drew. He's not to go nowhere, Gallagher. He's going to stay here inside that the organization. Josh Anderson, season, he played 52 games. He have 24 points, 70 goals, the second best goal scorer from Montreal. I gave him a B. A playoff and 22 games, he has only 6.5 goals, 1 assist, and I gave him a B-. And 2 of the 5 goals are at the same time, so he did not produce a lot. He big score of 22 goals a game. He should bring a little bit more, but his great note at B-. I think the fact he played with Kokanimi, but Biron did not help him. I believe he should play with other players, but I think that would hurt him a long run during the playoff. But that's another half for him. Can he get the B? Possible also, but he have 2 OT game, OT, but he disappeared at some point. And I think for the way he like he's supposed to play, for me, it would be a little bit higher about that one. How we're going to be back to the Gen play like we used to be? Yes, sir, we're going to get there. Holy shit, Josh is about 27 years old, for, I believe, Drew. Corey Perry, season, he played 49 game. He have 21 point, guys, 9 goals. Pretty amazing for me, Corey Perry. I gave him a B. During the playoff, 22 games, right? 10 point, guys. That's what I'm talking about. And I gave him a B. Corey Perry get 10 points. Josh Anderson get only 6 points. And that's the reason why Anderson get B minus. Corey Perry play an amazing, great role inside the locker room, outside the locker room. Great performance at the four line, and I think he really deserves to have a B. To be honest with you about that, B pretty high for 1 assist, but it's not about his assist, Josh Anderson. He's there for 2 things: his goal scorer, and also his implication as a forechecker and his speed. So, if you talk about, Suzuki is going to have 10 goals, but maybe 23 assists. If Suzuki have only 8 goals and 3 assists or 5 assists, that's not his role. So everybody have a specific. I'm not saying you're not right, but I just want to give you la semaine prochaine, tu fais les lives every day, tous les jours à 11h, mon homme. Yes, sir, Alexis, you got it, my friend. So that's what happened about Corey Perry. Number 41 for me is Joel Edmondson, number 44, but it was for my stuff. He got a B for during the season, during the playoff. We see this one is a little bit bad. 22 games. You have only 6 assists. I gave him an A. He has like 13 points last season, 3 goals, 10 assists. It's pretty good for Joel Edmondson. But again, what he bring on the defensive side during the playoff, guys, I believe overall he was maybe the best defenseman on the zone coverage, every time that he applied. And for him to have 6 points, I think that's pretty better at what our expectation on the offensive side. So I give him an A for him about that one over there. Prends pas de vacances, on prend des vacances, pas vraiment. Peut-être en août. Shea Weber, the captain, Shea Weber during the season, he got hurt, right? He played 48 games, missed 8 games. He had 19 points, 6 goals only. C, they have only 1 goal on power play, by the way. Playoff, he played 22 games, 1 goal, 5 assists, 6 points. I give him a B. I know he played with injury. We thought we was going to have a little bit more goals. How his injury bothered him on the shot, every time that, I don't know exactly. But I think for B for me about Shea Weber is well deserved, to be honest with you. Parfait, mon homme, mon Nicolas, pas de problème. Eagle, do we have ever? I will give to be about C. It's just because the zone coverage he did on defensive side, the physicality, the details of the game we don't see. His reputation to be hard in the corner, and the hammer you get or the wood you get around your body because Weber is in front of the net. I think that's the reason he get B. He played better during the playoff versus during the week, during the season. Jesperi Kokanimi, during the season, poor guy have only 20 points, 5 goals only in 56 games. I gave him a C. And during the playoff, he played 19 games or 20 games. I don't remember. 19 games, here we go. 8 points, big 5 games, 5 goals. See, he scored the same number of goals during the playoff versus the games during the regular season. But he get the same thing because he did not do a lot of productivity to helping his players around him. As a center, difficult on the defensive side. Face-off, not great. Can he get a C+? Possible. But for me, I think C would be a good number for that. A for his last name, Kokanimi. Yeah, I like that one. Ben Chariot. Benny, during the season, he played also only 41 game. He got hurt, broke his hands. He got a C, only 1 goal, 7 points during the playoff, and 22 games. He had 1 goal, only 1 assist, 2 points, and I gave him a C+. We expect a little bit more from him, to be honest with you, on the offensive side. Not many times he carried on the puck with transition. That's the reason he gets C+. He could bet also a B- on the defensive side. I know what he accomplished, everything like that. But for me, I think I was expecting a bit more on the offensive side for him. But we cannot, we have to be honest with you, recognize his contribution on the defensive side for Ben Chariot. The next one we're going to go, Joel Armia. During the season, Armia played also hurt with COVID, 41 games. He has 14 points, 7 goals, 7 assists. He got a C. During the playoff and 22 game, 21 game, 5 goals, 3 assists, almost the same number of the goals, 5 to 7. Only half of the game he played. I think he bring another dimension for the Montreal Canadiens on PK and also on the four line. He protect the puck very well. Overall, he did a pretty good for his role inside the team, and I think he played an amazing role. Like I said, during the time he was on PK with, he could be with Lekonen, Dano, Toffoli, and then those players, and of course Paul Biron. Paul Biron, season 46 game, 11.5 goals, 10 assists, a C for Paul Biron. And then during the playoff, Paul have only played 21 game, 22 game, have only 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points. Give him a B for what he accomplished on the offensive side. He played a big role on PK. He make a big goal during the playoff also. You remember the goal against Toronto, when he was the big one over there. I think I the one against Vegas. But Biron played well. Can he get a B minus? Maybe, right? Because we don't see a lot during the Tampa Bay like other players. But I think for him, I think B will be a Jabon. That's awesome, Mr. Alexis. The next one, Arturi Lekonen. During the season, he played 47 games, 7 goals, 6 assists, 13 points. I gave him a C. And during the playoff, Arturi picked it up a little bit more. He played 21 games, 17 games, 3 goals, 1 assist, 4 points. B for him because he played with Gallagher and Dano. He helped a lot that line to play really solid again, the best of the best. I think his implication, his work ethic is amazing. He played well on PK. His heart is a little bit what Gallagher bring. This guy is a machine. He never stops. Only one speed. Is up and down, up and down, up and down. We have to be aware. He cannot finish a lot. That's maybe his best. The best. That's he need to improve the most. Remember, during the first, second year when Montreal, he scored 18 goals. Since that, he struggled on the offensive side. But the guy on defensive side, maybe one of the best for the Montreal Canadiens. And maybe that one is maybe leave by Seattle. Kraken would be interesting if they're going to keep him this year. He's a RFA, like Kokanemi. Welcome, Mr. William Shefford. We still have 10 to go. Stay with me. Don't worry. Don't go nowhere. Eric Stahl, I gave him a season. He played 21 games for Montreal Canadiens, only 2 points, C minus. Did not play well, to be honest with you. And I like his playoff, to be honest with you. 21 games, but look, almost the same number, all right, of the game he played playoff and season. But look, 8 points, 2 goals, 6 assists. I gave him a C also, his role inside the team. He make a couple of mistakes, we know that. But at the end of the day, his role as a force center, but also inside the locker room, he's been there. He know how he takes to win the Stanley Cup, and then we have to give him a C on my book. So don't forget to click on the likes or whatever on the letters. I would give him both D, Bergie. Jake Evans season 47 game at 3 goals, 10 assists, 13 points. A C for Jake Evans. He got hurt during the playoff, of course. 7 game only, 2 points, 1 goal, 1 assist, and also you have a C. It was really hard to evaluate him during the playoff because he was, got hurt with Mark Sheffley, a body check. But I think if ever Philip Dano leave, that's give him a great opportunity for Jake Evans to step up and shine these shoes and to be maybe the third center where at least he's going to be a good fourth center for the Montreal Canadiens. Alexander Romanov has during season 54 game, I believe, 1 goal only, 6 points, a C. During the playoff, guys, I did not give too much hard on him because honestly, he have only 4 games. He played 1 goal. I gave him the same letters. He did not. One thing I was impressed during the playoff, he did not do a lot of mistakes like he did at the end of the season. He really struggled the last 15 games with Montreal, but he is not great on the defensive side. Coverage with awareness to figure out the good decision. That's something he will have to get better on that one over there. The next one is for Brett Kulak. During the season, Brett Kulak played 46 games, 8 points, 2 goals, 6 assists, C. He played, of course, on the third pair of defensemen. During the playoff, he played only 13 games. He have 1 assist only for 1 point. I gave him the same letter. Brett Kulak is Kulak. he had a really great playoff 2 years ago, last season, during the bubble, to be honest with you. The transition is really what you need to get better. But again, for 13 games, was not, he was between Merrill, Gustafsson, him, Romanov. So that's the reason he got a C. Je veux parler. OK. 52. Thomas Tatar. During the season, Thomas a great season, 50 game. He had 30 points, 10 goals, 20 assists. I gave him a B for his role with Gallagher and Dano. Unfortunately, during the playoff, he only played 5 games, 1 assist and 1 point. I gave him a C. He disappeared. It's more about the management decide to not use him for Thomas Tatar. That was BB his last 5 games, Montreal. I don't think so. He's going to return for next year. About that one over there. So that's what the situation with Thomas Tatar. The next one I want to talk is John Merrill. John Merrill's on the playoff, honestly. I just judged him with 13 games, 0, 0, 0, 0, C minus. Listen, he struggled with during the last 15, 20 game with Montreal during the season. I did not put anything about him, but he struggled. I was expecting a little bit more from him when he got trade deadline. He very did well with Detroit and Vegas. I never find his groove. He never find the way he's supposed to be. And I don't know why. So that's happening for him. Eric Gustafsson, another guy at the deadline. I gave him only the playoff. 16 game, 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points, C minus. Another one. They have no impact measure for the Montreal Canadiens. You use him more on the power play, but otherwise maybe a couple of flash there, but turnover sometime. I don't know. He was not impressive on me. And then finally, what you looking for? What you want? Jonathan Drouin. Listen, I make him friendly standard for him. I give him an A minus during the half season, and then at the end of the season, I give him a C minus. He have only 4 points the last 16 game, 14 game, and then he played only 2 games. A C minus also. During the last quarter, and then he left for everything like that. So I did not judge him during the playoff because he did not play. The only thing I would say, the good news today during the press conference, he said Jonathan Drouin is doing well. So that's the best thing. No statistical or nothing about if he's back or not about Jonathan Drouin. So I just want to open up the door for you guys. And finally, of course, Mr. Carey, the price is right. And during the season and 25 game, you have 12.75, 2.64, save percentage, 9.01 for C+. During the playoff, listen, 22 game, 13 win, 9 loss. But again, 2.28 with a save percentage of 9.24. I give him an A+. Congratulations to Carey Price. I think he did pretty great year playoff, to be honest with you. He's the reason why we've been all the way to the end. That's the reason he get the best rates for the playoff for the Montreal Canadiens. Jake Allen, I gave him only the season, guys, because he did not play during the playoff. The first year, he played 10 game, 4-3-3 with 2.28. He got a B+ at the first quarter. During the second quarter, he played 8 more games for 2.44, 5.5, got B+. And finally, at the third quarter, he played 10 games, 11, 12, 5, 2.68, and he got a B minus. And that's conclude his season. At the end of the season for the Montreal Canadiens, he played 28 games. And finally, to finish this, we have to go with the management. So the head coach, Dominique Ducharme, and also Marc Bergevin. And for Dominique Ducharme, I'll be honest with you, I was not sure, but I gave him A minus. He bring that team to the Stanley Cup with no expectation. I think he deserved to be an A minus. A B would be something maybe better, but I think he did a very great job to pick up that team. And finally, Marc Bergevin, the finalist of the best manager in NHL, he deserved a big A for what he did last season, all the transaction, all the different things he created for that team to become, to believe, and to make where they are. I think he deserves it. So I give him also an A. So that's conclude, honestly, the report card of the Montreal Canadiens 2020-2021. And of course, it's all my judgments, all about what I think about them. You can be agree, don't disagree. It's all good, no problem. I'm not here to get your approval, but I was just here to sharing some information about the Montreal Canadiens tonight. So